Hello, how are you? I'm Jack and this is Esther. We're Joseph's parents, and we've been in Living Wisdom for a long time. My learning about education, Joseph was our oldest, and I spent a long time trying to find the right school. And I visited a bunch of different schools, being that education is my area. And I studied schools, I interviewed people, I shadowed, I looked, and then I came across this jewel of a school, Living Wisdom School itself and in Palo Alto, and I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe that such a school existed. I had never seen anything like that. I'd never studied a school like this. And Joseph went in there his first year with Shama as his teacher, and it was fantastic. I couldn't believe that I could leave my child, the precious thing I had in my life, leave him there and feel totally confident that he was going to be loved, supported, he was going to grow and be nurtured and so forth. And I've had that feeling all the way through, even now as a high school student. I know that I'm leaving him in good hands, that he's going to be challenged with a rigorous curriculum, that he's going to be add meaning to his life. Lots of public schools, and they all do the best, but as the parent before who talked, they're large systems. So lots of times what kids come out of those schools learning is, number one, how to obey rules, how to follow, how to be passive, how to do homework that's given to them, like good students. And most poor students, they do the best they can, but there's no sense of agency or active learning or finding their place in the world or finding meaning in what they're doing. And adolescence is such a difficult time where that's exactly the kinds of questions they should be asking. So Living Wisdom offers, I think, a really unique program that I wish all students could benefit from, which is a chance to understand who they are in relation to their world, and not just sort of college ready. So that's a big thing, college ready. But many students, even who go to college, and even if they get good grades, they don't know why they're going to college. They don't know sort of the horizon that they're going towards. They're just following rules. And I'm really happy to say that Living Wisdom, our experience has been that that's not the case. We're not raising a rule follower. We're raising somebody who is trying to understand his place in the world, his purpose in the world, and trying to contribute to that.
For me, it was a very practical approach of like, everybody wants their child to be loved and to be safe and to want to go to school. We haven't really had an issue of our children not wanting to come to school at Living Wisdom. Every day was, they were very excited about coming. I guess I go to the very practical. Everybody wants their child to get a job someday, and to, be happy at their job and do that. And as somebody who's got nearly 30 years in working in the public sector, private and non-governmental, some of the things that I look for and that we need in the workforce are people that can think critically, people with empathy, people that understand the needs of others, that know how to work with other people and that can deal with adversity, whether it's changing jobs, whether it's dealing with, a population of folks that are very challenged, like the homeless or people living in violence and abuse. So you need a lot of skills to have a very good career, to stay in a job. And I feel those are some of the benefits that we've acquired, that I think my kids have picked up at Living Wisdom. The ability to know yourself, to be loved and appreciated for all the differences, for all the things that you are, to have the chance to explore, figuring out who you are, what you love, what's your passion. All the steps, all the activities, all the outings sort of led up to that. I was thinking about resource allocation because we all know right now the economy's not great and it's going to get worse. In the world of work, organizations, businesses are also dealing with really limited resources. And I think of a camping trip that we took to Malakoff Diggins, and it felt like we were kind of running out of food at one point. We spent about 3 days there. And we had to really keep an eye, and the kids cooked the food, they did the dishes, and it was a really interesting experience because we sort of had to deal with, okay, we've got to be here 3 days. How long are we going to make these potatoes and eggs last, So there was just, I look back over the 9 years that we've been with Living Wisdom and realized all those activities have such relevance for helping our children survive and thrive in the real world. So there's not a price you can put on that. And if you're looking at Living Wisdom as an option, I can just say you have to look at the total educational experience and how do you raise children who never want to stop learning, because that's really the way to advance in a career, to always be learning and to always love that practice. And think of others. We're solving problems that are affecting our world, and we need thinkers like the students that come through Living Wisdom.